It's a new year, ladies and gentlemen. We are going in strong to get these 2024 Dynasty startups underway. We just sent out the invite over in the Discord for anybody who wants to join this startup draft with us. This is going to be a 12-team Dynasty Superflex startup where we are going to be including rookies, but Sleeper does not have them loaded in just yet. So instead, we are going to be using kicker placeholders. So yes, you're going to see kickers drafted in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4. Please don't go to the comment section and scream, "Oh my God, who took Justin Tucker in the..." It's the rookie pick 101. It's the rookie pick 102. It's the rookie pick 103. That way you have a good idea of exactly how these rookies should be valued in your Dynasty startups. But yeah, I think that we have a few spots left in this sleeper league. Like I said, we sent out the invite in Discord to make sure that everybody's on flogfantasy.com gets a first chance to get in here. We have 3 spots open, so I'll go ahead and I will send that invite link in the live YouTube chat as well for anybody who's wanting to come in and hang out with us. It does look like YouTube stopped automatically hyperlinking links for us, which does kind of suck. But let's go ahead and let's get this going. So in the last startup draft, we took, I believe, the 104. I gave myself an early pick just because I wanted to start off the Dynasty season in a little bit of an easy way. I wanted to make sure that we were able to get that elite level quarterback, whether it's Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow. Really can't go wrong inside the top 4. Obviously, when we move on beyond that, it's going to get a little bit tougher here, ladies and gentlemen. So 108 will be I don't want to say a super difficult position to draft from, but definitely not as easy as what you would have with one of those top 4 picks. You have Jalen Hurts going here over Patrick Mahomes, which in my mind is freaking nuts. Now, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that, yes, Patrick Mahomes has been worse this season. Yes, the supporting cast isn't great. And yes, Kelsey is completely falling off at this point. But still, for me, I mean, I'm going to have a very difficult time going through and looking at Patrick Mahomes. I mean, anything later than the 102. I mean, I still have Mahomes 101. If you were looking at a redraft perspective, give me Josh Allen given his rushing upside. But honestly, I'd take Mahomes from a Dynasty perspective just for the long-term value, even though I understand the majority of y'all will be going Josh Allen at this point. That's just my personal preference. Lamar does go at the 105. Obviously, Lamar Jackson has just looked phenomenal as of late. Herbert goes 106, so now we are in a very difficult spot. Justin Jefferson goes 107. So this is where you can make an argument for a couple different guys. I understand, depending on the Dynasty League that you're in, sometimes you'll want to just go ahead and reach on a quarterback here and take someone like Anthony Richardson. Instead, I will take Jamar Chase. I personally have Jamar Chase ranked, I believe, at 8 in my own Dynasty startup ranking. So we can go ahead and we can pull this up here for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, on flogfantasy.com. We can look at where I have Chase ranked. We can look at where the community has Jamar Chase ranked as well, just to give you an overall idea of how you should be valuing these guys in your startup drafts. Well, let's see if I can figure out how to live stream. It's only like we've been doing this for years now. Now we have CeeDee Lamb immediately off the board, 109. At this point, I think it's hard to make an argument that CeeDee Lamb's not the wide receiver 3 in Dynasty. I think the real conversation is he in the same tier as Jamar Chase? Is he in the same tier as Justin Jefferson? Or is he in his own tier? But sorry for the horrible look at this. Like I said, I still have not figured out how to live stream yet. Just pulling up flogfantasy.com so y'all can get an idea of exactly how these players are going to be valued right now in the early rounds. So flogfantasy.com, you can filter by expert ranking, which as pretty much everybody watch on YouTube, where you can filter by my own rankings, which is what I have it filtered up by now. You also get the tiers that way, or you could look at the community rankings. So if you look at my rankings, I have Jamar Chase at 8. If you look at the community rankings, Jamar Chase is up at 6. I'm just going to be overvaluing quarterbacks a little bit more compared to what you would have in the community rankings here. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. CJ Stroud was still available? Okay, I thought CJ Stroud went off the board. I was surprised. I would take Stroud ahead of Lamar. I'd take Stroud ahead of Herbert. I am so dumb to take Jamar Chase over CJ Stroud. I don't want to act like it's the worst mistake in the world. But, oh, I thought you had him already off the board. We're going to go ahead and we will reach on someone here. I understand that coming off a horrendous game against Baltimore, people probably aren't too excited, but we will take Tua. I think that we have seen enough from Tua to pretty much guarantee that he is going to be that franchise quarterback starting for the next few years. He does have a considerable amount of upside. Justin Tucker went at the 201, so that's essentially the rookie 101 off the board. And if I'm looking at Tua versus the 102, I'd probably rather have Tua at this point, but I am just shaken to my core with me making the mistake of passing on CJ Stroud there accidentally. And I see Bobcat asking if we watched the bowl games. My man, hook 'em horns. Yes, of course. We actually went out last night to watch that game, and not a fun day to be a Texas Longhorn. I will say that. Not a fun day to be a Texas Longhorn, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. I mean, I am used to it at this point. And I'm always a pessimistic Longhorn, to be honest with you. Now, going ahead and looking at the field selection of 208, I would much prefer the rookie pick 103 over Justin Fields at this point. And honestly, I don't even think it's too close for me. I don't know what the job security looks like for Justin Fields going forward. If you're looking at the 103, you're either getting Drake May, Caleb Williams, or Marvin Harrison Jr. I'd way rather have all those players over Justin Fields. I'm not even going to look up my own rankings over on flockfantasy.com because obviously I am probably not the person you're going to be listening to when it comes to Fields. But yeah, Justin Fields on flockfantasy.com currently is at 31 in these overall rankings. He is at 31. Okay. Yeah, Bijan Robinson going to 11, Breece Hall to 12. Taylor goes, CMC goes. So when you're looking at these veteran RBs, typically I'm not wanting to start my own build around them. I mean, especially if they're no longer on their rookie contracts, especially guys like Taylor, CMC. I mean, going back to what we were talking about previously, now the third kicker going off the board after someone like Christian McCaffrey. If you look at flockfantasy.com, you can see where I have the picks ranked as well. And I currently have Christian McCaffrey ranked right around the 105. So yeah, I personally would rather have the 103, which could end up being Marvin Harrison Jr. in a super flex league over CMC. You have Chris Olave going at the 305, Tyreek Hill at the 306. Okay. Now the 104 is officially off the board. So I'm going to go ahead, scroll down just a bit and take another quarterback here. I think if you're looking at Dak Prescott, this is another quarterback that is pretty much locked and loaded into having the job security going in towards the future. Obviously, in the short term, at the same time, this is a quarterback that does have upside to make a difference as well. So yeah, let's take Dak Prescott at the 308. I have Dak as a strong value here. I mean, if you go to flockfantasy.com, Dak Prescott's clearly the best player that is available on the board at this point. I mean, if you're going to be looking at the community rankings, currently Dak is sitting at 36, which honestly is, in my mind, too low for Dak Prescott, which is why I would also make sure on flockfantasy.com that you are looking at the expert rankings at the same time. Let me go ahead, show you all this. So you have Dak right between Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers in the community rankings. However, if you go ahead and search by the expert rankings, you'll see that Dak Prescott is up here instead, right alongside Puka, Waddle, Taylor. I even have Dak Prescott a little bit higher than this in my own rankings. Okay. Now, Ben says Marvin Harrison's being undervalued. 100%, I would say that I would be taking the rookie picks 103. I would take the 103 over Christian McCaffrey. Where Harrison Butker goes here, that's the startup pick 304. That's the rookie pick 103. I would take that over CMC. I would take that over Taylor. I would take that over Hall. I'd take that over Love. I'd take that over Fields. I think that belongs right next to the 102. I can make an argument that I should have taken a rookie pick there over Tua, to be completely honest with you. Puka goes 310. Love the Puka pick. Love the Waddle pick as well. And Ayuk just looks damn good at the same time. Okay. Now, let's see what else. I have an idea of what I am wanting to do in this draft. Let's see if I can pull it off. Let's see if I can pull it off. Zach goes JS and Sam Laporta 402. Sam Laporta was our next highest guy off the board. Really was hoping Laporta was going to make it back to us. Sadly, I did not draft Sam Laporta really at all in underdog drafts this year, which definitely sucks when Laporta came out and had a season as good as he did. But it is what it is. You'll live and you'll learn. I mean, can't get them all right. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try to find our next player. The issue is if you're drafting on Sleeper, the ADP is just so out of whack that you really need to be using your own set of rankings. I like the Michael Pittman selection there. Devonta Smith goes, so I think we're going to actually go right back to the wide receiver. Well, we saw someone that we liked here. I think we were going to take someone that we took in the last draft as well. Let me queue up Jordan Addison and just double check to make sure that this is the guy that I want. Yeah, I'd rather have Addison over Higgins, Kupp, Diggs. I'd rather have him over Bryce Young at this point. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're confident in going with Addison. Let's pull the trigger. And London goes immediately after the 406. So, let me pull up where we have London versus Addison in the expert and the community rankings on flogfantasy.com. So, currently, London is at 39 if you are looking at the expert rankings. London is going to be much lower than that if you are looking at the community rankings. Yeah, Drake London's outside the top 50. If you're looking at the community rankings, Jordan Addison is at 35. If you're looking at the expert rankings, Jordan Addison is at 34. So it looks like the community and the experts are close together with Addison here for the Dynasty rankings. But nonetheless, I guess it does look like both experts and community have Addison over London on flogfantasy.com. But please spam the chat. Let me know what you are thinking. Would you rather have Jordan Addison or Drake London? Please spam the chat. Jordan Addison or Drake London. Now you have Diggs, DJ Moore off the board 407, 408. I personally would rather have a few of these other names ahead of DJ Moore and Stephon Diggs. But just typically at this point of the offseason, I mean, I'm all about trying to build around the youth and those guys that I think could see their value rise over the next few months, because I know we're coming off a period where everybody's submitting their starting lineups every single week. So it seems like points matter a ton, but I mean, once we get to March, once we get to April, once we get to May, once we get to June, that's all going to go out the window. And people are just going to go into the mindset of, okay, what does my team look like 5 years from now? But let's look. We got Addison, London, Addison, Addison, London, Addison, Addison. I have both. So this looks like it's split. Maybe the majority of people preferring Addison, but still. Now we have Higgins off the board at 502. So we have a massive run on wide receivers here, essentially. You have Hawkinson mixed in at the 410. I think I would make the argument to go Hawkinson over Addison if, and I repeat, if it wasn't for him tearing his knee up at the very end of the season. But I mean, that should give him a little bit of a knock, at least in my mind. Okay. There are two guys that I'm thinking about right now. I don't know if we get either one, but we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. Rashee Rice off the board at 504. Like the selection. Rashee Rice is someone we actually got a decent amount of in Dynasty rookie drafts this year, which I'm excited about. Maybe we whiffed on Laporta, which would have been a bigger hit, of course, but at least we got us some Rice. Okay, Travis Etienne off the board at 505. We are 2 picks away from getting someone we're excited about. Let's see if we can make it work. Sammy Stacks on the clock. They go Tank Dell. Tank Dell was the guy that we were looking at coming around at the 508. So we have another kicker off the board. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are on the 107. Would I rather have the 107 or the player that we are looking at right now? I'd probably just go with the guy that we're looking at right now. Let's take Devon Achane here, 508. We already made the bet on the Dolphins offense by taking Tua there at 205. Mostert is 31 years old. Still have some concerns when you are looking at Devon Achane, especially at this price point. But, I mean, I think it's a fine price. Y'all know in the last start of draft, we just took rookie pick, rookie pick, rookie pick, rookie pick. I'm sure that was a little bit tiring for y'all to see. So We'll scroll way down past ADP to take Devon Achane here at the 508s. We found Achane, of course, because we were just looking at the rankings on flogfantasy.com. Achane here is significantly higher than the 508, significantly higher than what you have with Sleeper ADP. So easy spot to go through and find some value. Now, McBride, Pickens, James Cook, George Pickens rising in these drafts. Pickens goes before the 107. I would for sure sell the Pickens for the 107 if I could in a super flex league. You have Andrews off the board, 601. Now we are on rookie pick 108. If you see a kicker go off the board, it's the 108, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 107, phenomenal pick. I mean, I honestly, if I was in my own draft and nobody was watching this on YouTube, I may go ahead. I may take the 107 over Devon Achane just to give me the flexibility through the offseason. Just wanted to mix it up a bit, have some fun with this being on YouTube. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's try to come up with some ideas of what we can do here. And also, quick side note, we did have an update on flogfantasy.com. We have more exciting updates coming soon. But now you can click on players. You can get their overall player card. And we are about to be building a ton of tools on top of this for y'all as well on flogfantasy.com. But speaking of Deshaun Watson, we're probably going to go ahead and take Deshaun Watson at the 605. Not super, super excited about it, of course, but still this quarterback that has the contract. Whether you think Cleveland should stick with him or not, they probably are going to be forced to. It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to pull a Russell Wilson and get out entirely. So I'll go to Deshaun Watson, 605. You can make an argument it's a bad selection. I'm not going to sit here and act like it is phenomenal. And of course, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all wanted to go check out any of these rankings on flogfantasy.com, the community rankings are going to be free. You can pull that up whenever y'all want. And also, you can get some free uses with the trade calculator as well. Trade calculator is really cool if you go through and begin to pull out a trade. Say you want to see Patrick Mahomes, then it will automatically propagate trades underneath that have included Patrick Mahomes on Sleeper, so you can see exactly what his price is. On flogfantasy.com, you can also go through and you can select, do I want to use Mason's trade values, the Fantasy Stock Exchange trade values? Do I want to use the Dynasty domain values? Whatever you want. You can use community, you can use expert. And yeah, I mean, a lot of that is free on flogfantasy.com. We do have some stuff behind a paywall, such as my own rankings and the rankings of your favorite creators. But if you wanted to check any of that out, and find the link in the description, in the comment section. And if you wanted to get anything behind that paywall, promo code FLOG can get 30% off any subscription. You can try it free for 7 days. And promo code FLOG will get yours truly to break down your Dynasty Fantasy Football team in a podcast. But Kupp goes 6'10", so with Cooper Kupp, you're looking at a little bit of an older player at this point, of course. I mean, it would be Kupp versus the rookie pick 109 if you were to go with a rookie there. Okay. Tyson says, is Devonta Smith and Davante Adams an overpay for A.J. Brown? We can go ahead and we can pull this up on flogfantasy.com for you, my friend. I'm going to use on flogfantasy.com when you go to the trade calculator, go through and put your exact league settings in there. That's one thing that's different about our trade calculator, which is why I think it's the best one you can find, because it takes into account your exact league settings. We have the window crop, so you can't see everything we're doing. But let's go ahead and we'll look at the community values. Davante Adams versus A.J. Brown. And we'll throw Devonta Smith on the side as well. So you have Smith, wide receiver 12 in the community rankings. A.J. Brown, wide receiver 5. Davante Adams, wide receiver 25. And if you're looking at this, you do have the Devonta Smith, Davante Adams side slightly winning. It really is going to be up to you there. And that is a dynasty league where you have a super deep starting lineup. If we were to go through and make the lineup a little more shallow, let me show you what that looks like. So if you had a shallow starting lineup, there it's graded out as a fair trade. Okay. Now Cameron Dicker goes off the board. Pacheco, 705. Deebo Samuel 706. Okay. Let me get back to the rankings page. Oh, dear God, we're on the trade calculator. We should have been looking at what we were doing here. How many rookies have gone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'd be on the rookie pick 110. Do I want the 110 or no quarterbacks there? 110 or Josh Jacobs? Give me the 110. The 110 or... Yeah, give me the 110 there. 110 or Kelsey. Give me the 110. 110 or Kittle. It's close. I mean, if it's close at this point of the offseason, we will be taking the flexibility with the rookie pick. I think make a strong argument that you want to go elsewhere here. But let's get the rookie pick. Let's get some added flexibility in. And let's go back over to the rankings page to figure out what I should have done. Okay. Ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this draft board wasn't perfect for y'all. Let me go ahead and move this over. Hopefully that's a little bit easier to see everything now. I am sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so pack it up on the clock here, 7:10. They go Najee Harris. Yeah, I mean, if Najee Harris is the pick afterwards, I probably feel good about my selection. Okay, this is something that I need to discuss, this trade question. If you are looking like Jefferson in the 312 or CeeDee Lamb in the 208, when you're making trades like this in Dynasty, you need to understand the difference between the 312 and the 208 is negligent compared to the wide receivers. This is how I always go through and like try to use an analogy here. If you're trading Jefferson for CeeDee Lamb, you are trading a Ferrari for a Lamborghini. If you are trading the 312 for the 208, you are trading for $5. So imagine you're sitting there and you're trying to trade a Ferrari for a Lamborghini. You're trying to figure out which one you'd rather have. And the other guy goes, what if I give you $5? You go, what the hell does $5 do anything here? You know, it's so small compared to the main pieces that actually matter. That really, a trade like that just comes down to, do you prefer Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb? Okay, let's move this over. David Njoku off the board. Let's see, is there a quarterback that we are confident will be the starter next year? Going over to running back. Charbonnet is a possibility. Let's go ahead and queue up Charbonnet. Let's look at wide receivers. You have some old veterans here that would make sense for a contending team. Yeah, we'll go with the young guy. We'll go with Zach Charbonnet. Don't feel great about it. Rookie running back that showed that he is obviously a capable pass catcher, has upside for more if anything were to happen to Kenneth Walker, is on his rookie contract. We're getting him at a price point of an early second-round pick. Probably not great. What should we have done? Let me go over to the flockfantasy.com rankings. As you can tell, if we don't have the rankings pulled up, we are floundering looking at sleeper ADP. Charbonnet's at 87. Jacobs is significantly higher in the community rankings. If you're looking at my own rankings, I do have Jacobs higher than Charbonnet, but it's kind of close. I probably should have just gone ahead and taken Josh Jacobs. I mean, while Jacobs obviously doesn't have a contract next year, is drafted back in 2019, he's still only 25 years old. I mean, yeah. Tough spot for me to take Charbonnet over someone like Josh Jacobs there. Even if you view Jacobs just as a contending piece, I mean, really any running back in Dynasty is just a contending asset at the end of the day. So probably should take the guy that has a clear path to upside based off what we've historically seen. But real quick, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like only about 10% of y'all have hit that like button. Please, if you have not done so already, drop a like on this live stream if y'all are excited for Dynasty Fantasy Football content again. I mean, let's get this at least to 100. And subscribe to the channel if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football. I mean, we are going to be talking Dynasty all off season here. Hopefully, eventually, I will not make stupid mistakes at the end of the startup draft like we just did. Okay, so Hollywood Brown goes to the 811. Can I give a massive thank you to everybody that is in this draft with us? The last draft we did on YouTube, we had a bunch of people auto-drafting at this point, where now I don't think we've had a single person log out and go on auto. So thank you so much for everybody sticking with us. I hope y'all are having fun. But let's go ahead and let's figure out what rookie pick we're on. Tucker, McPherson, Butker, Carlson, Koo, Bass, Elliott, Moody, Dicker, McManus, Myers, Gay. Good now. So we are on the 202 here. If you see a kicker go, it is the 202. Okay. Let's get a sense. What can we do? I really like the Baker selection. I understand Baker just struggled this past week. I mean, but if you take a step back to see what he did this season, I mean, I think Baker showed enough to have a contract next year. Okay, Evan Ingram goes 904. Not going to fault anybody at all for taking Ingram there. Okay. I see someone that I like for later on. The thing is, I just think we can get them later on. Calvin Ridley goes. Jake Ferguson off the board. Swift goes as well. So like we said, 202. $29-year-old Amari, 27-year-old Godwin. Godwin's disappointing. He had volume all season, obviously not super efficient with said volume. Drafted in 2017, but he was drafted at 20 years old coming out. So, I mean, he's still incredibly young. So, we're going to go ahead. We will take Chris Godwin here at the 908. And take the veteran value like we should have in the last round over Zach Charbonnet. Logo says Baker will suffer if he loses Evans. I just think that any starting quarterback here in this range is solid. Any starting quarterback with upside like Baker showed this year. At this price point, I like. Okay. Stafford, Cousins, both off the board. Really like those picks as well. So we had the 202, 203 both go. Then Tajay Spears. I just like referencing the rookie picks so people can have an idea of how the veterans are being valued in comparison to said rookie picks if they were to go through and look to sell the picks. And I'd say if you were looking at your rookie picks at this point of the offseason, I am never really selling rookie picks for fair value in January because they give you so much flexibility through the course of the offseason that I would prefer just holding on to them. But I believe we're on the 204 or 205 now. So we're in the middle of the second round of rookie drafts. So at this point, I think we may follow up a similar selection to what we just did with Chris Godwin. We may take another veteran wide receiver that hopefully we can get some cheap production from. I don't think Goddard would be a horrible pick either. Let's go Goddard. Let's mix it up. Gabe Davis goes 10-06. This is a Dynasty Best Ball League. Obviously, that would be very exciting. That'd be very exciting. Okay, Zach, happy to see you, my man. Happy to see that you're still out here rocking with us. Thank you for hopping in this draft. Okay, August says, what's up, Mason? Tough loss yesterday. Love the channel, my boy. Wish you'd post a little more Dynasty content during the season. Gig 'em. Thank you, my friend, for stopping out. I honestly had plans to post more Dynasty content through the season. I had plans to post like content on my own page, Mason Dodd. But the truth is, I did so much on the redraft channel. At the height of the season, I was probably working 90 hours a week. I mean, it was unbelievable. That I just had no energy, no bandwidth, no capability of posting Dynasty content during the season. I wanted to. Y'all know Dynasty is my favorite thing to talk about. But I just did not have the energy to make another video. I mean, y'all know last offseason, we ended up losing our voice. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But Zach saying, oh, geez, got to pop up this time of year, brother. Yes, we see James out here. Thank you so much for coming out. And let me real quick put y'all on. Okay. Housekeeping. We have a flock meetup coming in now 9 days. January 13th, Austin, Texas, Zilker Park. If you are in Texas, make sure you are there. Make sure you are there. If you're an OG, I better see you. Now, if you're not in Texas, I understand if you're not able to make it. But if you are in Texas, you don't have an excuse. Alan says, I live in Austin. My man, if you live in Austin, you have less than an excuse. You better be there. You better be camping out. Better be camping out. All right. Aiden O'Connell off the board, the 1104. Believe this is around like the rookie pick 205. I would sell, heads up, Chase Brown for like the 205 if I could. I know a lot of people are excited about Chase Brown. Just to give you an idea, I'd sell him for an early second if I can. Okay, so Kamara goes. Daniel Jones off the board. I like the Daniel Jones selection. I would have been so excited to draft Dameon Pierce here last offseason, but obviously we saw how that worked. We possibly go Roshan, just making sure we're not missing out on anybody here. Yeah, then we take Roshan Johnson. I mean, Roshan went early round 2 in Dynasty rookie drafts this past offseason. Here, we're getting him equivalent of a mid-second round rookie pick. I feel like he flashed as a rookie. You have moving pieces where we don't know what's going to happen with Deonta Foreman. We don't know what's going to happen with Khalil Herbert this offseason. Herbert, I think, actually is pegged to be there in 2024. So, actually ignore that. Cole Kmet off the board, the 11-12. Johnston goes. Dobbs off. Quentin Johnston is someone that, I mean, I liked last offseason. I thought he checked a lot of boxes. I mean, he broke out as a true freshman, dominated as a true sophomore, declared as a true junior, went round 1 of the NFL draft, went to a team with a franchise quarterback. I mean, the stars kind of aligned for him to turn into an absolute pumpkin and be horrendous. Now, speaking of someone that has been horrendous for his entire NFL career, I don't know how I can spin this in a positive way. But if he is going after someone like Keaton Mitchell, I feel like now this is about the price where we can take the backup to Mason Rudolph. We'll go ahead and we'll drop Mason Rudolph's backup at the 1205 and say who knows what happens. He's probably bad, but so is Quentin Johnston. Mason, who knows what he'll be in the future. Cade Mitchell's probably nothing. So we'll go ahead. We'll take Kenny Pickett, and we'll sit here with a QB4 on the team. Now, Louis says, with all the Caleb May hype, how closely do you value them to the top 5 or so quarterbacks in Dynasty? So if we're looking at Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, Burrow, and then I'd put Stroud inside the top 5. I'm not. I would probably have Caleb about QB7 and May about QB9. We are going to be updating our rankings over on flogfantasy.com with rookies. Right now we have rookie picks, but we're going to be getting the exact rookies over there on flogfantasy.com for y'all as well. We have the team working on creating those players. I mean, I don't think anybody else has them, so we can't really pull it from anywhere. We have to create them ourselves. So we're tracking all the data, getting all the info, and we will have those players and we'll have all the rookies ranked for you in overall dynasty rankings on flogfantasy.com. Hopefully by the end of the week. We'll see. We'll see. Sam Howell goes 1301, another bad quarterback that might as well take a swing on. I mean, we're taking him after, you're taking him after Marvin Mims. Zamir White goes 1302. Dotson 1303. I may end up taking someone here that I'm not exactly a fan of. But I feel like at this price point, it is what it is. They don't really have many ways that they can go next year. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead. We will take Jonathan Mingo at the 1308. I really did not like Jonathan Mingo on rookie drafts last year. He did not check any of the boxes that we looked for. He was a very bad wide receiver prospect selected by an organization that does not look like they know what they are doing. But this is a much cheaper price than what you would have paid last offseason. He did have a bunch of air yards. He got on the field. He didn't really do anything with them. Maybe make the argument that it was the coaching staff. Maybe make the argument it was Bryce Young. Maybe make the argument it's Jonathan Mingo. I don't know. Okay. Logan says, was Justin Fields drafted too high if the Bears get the number 1 overall pick? The Bears do have the number 1 overall pick, and Justin Fields was for sure drafted too high here. Justin Fields here went before the rookie pick 103. The 103 is either Drake May, Marvin Harrison, and give me that pick 10 times out of 10 over Justin Fields. It's not just against Justin Fields. Give it to me over Jordan Love as well. Yeah, give me the 103. Give me Drake May over Jordan Love, Justin Fields relatively easily. Okay. Hopkins goes. Joshua Palmer off the board. Okay, who's the other guy that we were looking at? How old is this man now? Y'all know I've never been a Courtland Sutton fanboy. Some people may have said in the past, may or may not, have been a Courtland Sutton hater. But in the 14th round, Courtland Sutton is a fair price. He has one of his best years of his NFL career this season. If not, I don't want to say his best year. I mean, his best year was what, 2019? Well, let's pull this up. I mean, if you're looking at his yards per game, it's actually not even close. But 10 touchdowns this season, so you get the random touchdown volatility. Maybe this was actually his highest season in terms of his points per game, primarily just fueled off those touchdowns. Back in 2019, he had 6. B-Ballin says, yo, Mason, how's the Iron Man trading going? It's actually going well. I'm feeling very motivated, feeling great. And the live stream's late today because we spent all day setting up a garage gym. I have my bike on a trainer, so I did like 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes. I did like 30 miles on the bike this morning. I ran a marathon last Friday. I'm swimming more. Really, it's just, can I get my lazy butt on that bike? Because the bike is so freaking boring. I just need good things to watch. But I just started a TV series that hopefully. I'm actually going to, so I was uploading Iron Man like updates on the Mason Dodd YouTube channel. You just look up Mason Dodd, D-O-D-D. I was doing that last year before the football season. I got lazy going back to how I wasn't uploading Dynasty videos in the off season just because I ran out of time. I stopped uploading videos there as well. But now that I have more time and the season's dying down, I will start updating people about the Iron Man training on the Mason Dodd YouTube channel as the season, over the next few weeks. Maybe I'll record the first Mason Dodd 2024 video. I think I may record a video with like my New Year's resolutions and my plans and stuff. But I'm officially all signed up for the Iron Man. Bought my flights. Got an Airbnb. It's all going down. But here's the team, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, maybe fell off the rails a bit with the Zach Charbonnet selection. I think the other point that I really need to make is I should have taken CJ Stroud over Jamar Chase at the 108. Did not realize that CJ Stroud was still on the board, but it is what it is. My mistake. I like the Tua pick. I love the Dak pick. I like the Addison pick. I like the HN pick. The Watson pick I don't like, but I feel like you kind of got to make it. I'm fine with our rookie pick there at the 708. Charbonnet, I don't feel too good about. Charbonnet was a mistake, but I think that should be about it for this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really do appreciate you. Like I said, if y'all wanted to check out any of those rankings, check out a trade calculator, the whole 9 yards. Find that over on flockfantasy.com. Promo code FLOCK, get 30% off any subscription, a free week trial, and at the same time, yours truly will break down your Dynasty Fantasy Football team with a podcast. But thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate you. Really hope I get to see you with the Dynasty video tomorrow. And really hope I get to see you at the Flock meetup in Austin, Texas in a little under 2 weeks.